Hello everyone, welcome to this special podcast about International Women's Day. Our team is composed of Regi.hurtado, Fernanda Gutierrez, Marina Bustamante, Valeria Illescas, and Fernanda Vargas. To start off, let's talk about what March 8 or 8M actually is. It is a global day dedicated to commemorating the historical struggle for equal rights, justice, and social participation. It is not a day for festive celebration, but a reminder that gender equality is a fundamental human right essential for the development and prosperity of any nation. And today we will explore everything from its tragic origins to the impact it has on our lives today. So to kick things off, let's look at how this movement actually started.
Building on that, to understand why this movement began, we must go back to a time of extreme exploitation. AGM arises from the need for labor and social justice. At the beginning of the 20th century, during the Industrial Revolution, women lived through inhuman working conditions, with miserable wages and exhausting workdays. This movement began as an organized response to oppression. In 1998, about 15,000 women marched through New York under the slogan "Bread and Roses," demanding not only better pay, but also an end to child labor and the right to vote. The historical context was one of change and resistance. Women no longer accepted being second-class citizens. But as we know, this path was also marked by some very painful moments.
That's right. And they are key events that marked the origin of 8M with fire. The most symbolic was the Triangle Shoeways factory tragedy in 1911 in New York, where 1,046 workers, the vast majority being immigrant women, died in a fire because the owners had locked the exits. This disaster was a breaking point that forced drastic change in labor laws in the United States. It is also fundamental to remember the Second International Conference of Socialist Women in 1910, where Clara Zetkin formally proposed an international day to the women's suffrage. These labor movements are the heart of what we commemorate today. However, all that sacrifice eventually led to major victories.
Exactly. And thanks to those decades of struggle, today we see profound legal and social change. We achieve citizenship and women's suffrage, something that seemed impossible 100 years. In the workplace, rights such as maternity leave, breastfeeding breaks, and anti-harassment. Last word, security. We also achieved boldly autonomy and access to higher education. In recent years, legal changes have been massive, such as the classification of femicides as a specific crime. These achievements have transformed the belief of entire countries, moving us towards a fairer society for everyone. But even with this, we have to ask ourselves, what is the situation right now?
Well, looking at the present, the current impact of AM is massive. Today is internationally moving figuring to close the digital gap, make the car economic visible. As a team, our opinion is firm. AM is still relevant because legal quality does not outweigh real quality. Although we have lacks, the wake up and glass ceiling still persists. We believe that March 8 is necessary to remember that rights are not permanent and must be protected. It is a continuous process of cultural transformation. We conclude that working for equality is an imperative for all of humanity if we want an equitable and just future. Thank you for listening and see you here.